The van screeched to a halt in the dusty New Mexico desert, and before I could scream, rough hands yanked me from the driver's seat of my rental car. Blindfolded and bound, I was thrown into the back, my heart pounding like a war drum as the vehicle sped off into the unknown. When the cloth was finally ripped from my eyes hours later, there she was, Violet, my fiancée, standing in the dim light of a hidden compound, her face pale and twisted with something I couldn't name, whispering, "Hazel, I had no choice. This is my family's legacy." I stared at her, the woman I'd loved for 3 years, the one who'd promised me forever under the Brooklyn Bridge just months ago. How could this be? Violet, the passionate activist I'd met at a rally in Manhattan, fighting for immigrant rights. The same cause that brought me here as a journalist exposing border corruption. My mind reeled, piecing together the fragments. Her frequent family trips to the Southwest, the cryptic calls she'd brush off as work, the way she'd tense whenever I mentioned my latest assignment. Was this betrayal? Or something darker? As the armed men, her relatives, she later confessed, guarded the doors, Violet pulled me aside into a sparse room with cracked walls and a single bulb swinging overhead. "You have to understand," she murmured, her voice cracking, fingers trembling as they brushed my arm. But I jerked away, the sting of deception burning hotter than the desert sun. Inside, my thoughts churned. How blind had I been? I'd built my life around her, defying my conservative parents in Ohio who already disowned me for coming out, only to find her entangled in this nightmare. Violet's eyes filled with tears, but I couldn't soften. "Your family's legacy? Kidnapping journalists? What the hell is this, Violet?" I demanded, my voice echoing off the concrete. She sank onto a rickety chair, burying her face in her hands. "It's not what you think. My uncle runs a network, protecting migrants from cartels, but sometimes it crosses lines. They thought you were getting too close to exposing us." Her words hung in the air, a fragile bridge over an abyss. Protecting? Or profiting? My reporter's instinct screamed for truth, but my heart ached for the woman who'd held me through nights of doubt. We'd met at that rally, remember? I was covering it for the Times, notebook in hand, when she bumped into me amid the chanting crowd. "Sorry, but you're blocking my sign," she'd said with a smirk, her energy electric. One coffee led to dinners, then stolen weekends in her tiny Greenwich Village apartment. She was everything I wasn't. Bold, unapologetic about her queerness, while I still whispered it like a secret. "Hazel, life's too short for hiding," she'd say, pulling me into dances under string lights. But now, in this godforsaken place, that life felt like a lie. As night fell, the compound buzzed with low voices. Violet's cousin, a burly man named Marco, eyed me suspiciously. "She shouldn't be here," he growled at her. Violet stood her ground, her chin lifted. "She's with me. Touch her, and you'll answer to me." Her protectiveness stirred something in me, old affection clashing with fresh rage. Alone later, I paced the room, inner turmoil boiling. Should I run? Fight? Or hear her out? The weight of our shared dreams pressed down. Plans for a quiet wedding, adopting kids someday. But if this was her world, could I ever fit? Violet slipped back in, carrying a tray of meager food. "Eat something," she urged softly. I ignored it, crossing my arms. "How long have you known about this? Did you lure me here?" The accusation slipped out, sharp as a knife. She flinched but met my gaze. "No, Hazel. I tried to warn you off the story subtly, but when they found out you were digging, I convinced them to bring you here instead of worse." Worse? My stomach twisted. Inside, I battled. Trust her instinct, or let suspicion win? Our love had survived my family's rejection. Her arms my refuge when they called me unnatural. Now that refuge felt like a trap. We talked through the night, her voice weaving a tapestry of her past. Raised in a tight-knit Mexican-American family straddling the border, Violet had fled to New York for college, burying the secrets. "I thought I could escape it," she confessed, tears streaking her cheeks. "But blood pulls you back." I listened, heart fracturing. Empathy warred with betrayal. By dawn, exhaustion claimed us, but sleep evaded me. What price would I pay for loving her? The question echoed in my mind, unanswered. The next morning, Violet's uncle, a stern man with scarred hands, summoned us. "You're a liability," he barked at me. Violet stepped forward, defiant. "She's not. Let me handle this. Their argument escalated, voices rising like thunder. I watched, pulse racing. This was her choice, me or them. She turned to me, eyes pleading. Hazel, trust me a little longer. But trust was shattered glass now. Inner voices screamed, walk away, or risk everything. As the day dragged, confined to the compound, memories flooded me. Our first kiss in Central Park, rain-soaked and laughing. Her proposal on a rooftop, stars above. Now twisted into this. Violet's whispers of love felt tainted. I never wanted this for us, she said later, holding my hand despite my resistance. But doubt gnawed. Was she saving me or herself? The conflict tore at my soul, decisions looming like storm clouds. The uncle's decision came swiftly. I'd be held until they relocated operations, whatever that meant. Violet argued fiercely, her face flushed with anger. You can't keep her like this, it's wrong. But he dismissed her with a wave, leaving us alone in the tension-thick air. My mind raced. Escape plans flickered, but the desert outside was unforgiving, patrolled by her kin. Inside, betrayal festered. How could the woman who'd vowed to build a life with me hide such darkness? Violet paced, wringing her hands. I should have told you sooner. But I was scared you'd leave. Her vulnerability pierced me, echoing my own fears. Back in New York, I'd hidden my relationship from colleagues at first, fearing judgment in a cutthroat industry. We're both cowards then, I muttered, the words bitter on my tongue. She stopped, eyes searching mine. No, Hazel. I love you too much to lose you. But love felt like chains now. As days blurred, confined to that room, our conversations turned raw. Your family, do they know about us? I asked one evening, the question I'd avoided. Violet hesitated, then nodded. Some do. Uncle disapproves, says it's against tradition. But I don't care. Her defiance stirred pride but also pain. My own parents' rejection replayed in my head, their letter calling my lifestyle a sin. And you kept me from this world, why? To protect me, or them? The accusation hung, unanswered. Inner turmoil surged. Forgive her secrecy or let it destroy us. Violet's stories unfolded like unraveling thread. Her childhood shuttling between El Paso and Juarez, witnessing protections that blurred into extortion. I ran to New York to redefine myself, she said, voice trembling. Met you and thought I could have normal. Normal, what a joke. Our normal was stolen moments in queer bars, dodging stares. Society's whispers, just a phase or worse. Now amplified here. But this isn't normal, Violet. This is criminal. She winced, but pressed on. It's survival for many. Cartels prey on migrants, we step in. Moral gray areas swirled in my mind. Righteous, or rationalized. One night, Marco burst in, drunk and raging. You brought this gringa here? She's trouble. He lunged at me, but Violet shoved him back. Back off. She's mine. The possessiveness thrilled and terrified me. As he stormed out, she collapsed against me, sobbing. I'm sorry, Hazel. So sorry. In that moment, walls cracked. I held her, old love resurfacing amid chaos. But doubt lingered. Was this manipulation? My heart wrestled. Hold on or break free. Word spread through the compound. Whispers about Violet's girl. Some nodded approvingly, others sneered. A young cousin, Sophia, slipped me water with a sympathetic smile. Aunt Vi fights for you. Family's tough on her kind. Her kind, lesbian like us. It hit hard. Violet's internal battles mirrored mine, but amplified by cultural chains. Why stay involved? I asked her later. Guilt. They raised me when Mom died. Layers peeled. Her sacrifices for family, now clashing with ours. Inner voices clashed, empathize or condemn. Tension mounted when Uncle demanded I prove loyalty by deleting my research files, remotely accessed via a smuggled phone. Do it or else, he threatened. Violet's eyes begged. Please for us. My fingers hovered. Journalism was my identity, exposing truths like this. Betray that for love? The dilemma tore me. Principles versus passion. I deleted them, heart sinking. Happy. I spat at her. She nodded, relieved, but guilt shadowed her. I owe you everything. But what did I owe myself? Nights grew heavier with unspoken regrets. Violet's touches, innocent, comforting, reminded me of our intimacy back home, now tainted. Remember our trip to the Hamptons? She whispered, trying to bridge the gap. I did. Lazy days on the beach, her laughter free. Now confined that freedom mocked us. Society's pressures echoed. Families disowning, jobs discriminating. We fought those battles together, I said. But this is your battle you hid. Her silence confirmed it. Inner storm raged. Rebuild trust or shatter it. A breakthrough came when Violet confessed more. She tried to leave the family business years ago, but threats pulled her back. They said they'd expose me, ruin my activism work. Vulnerability raw, she cried in my arms. Empathy flooded. Her choices, like mine coming out, carried costs. But resentment simmered. Why not confide sooner? As guards patrolled outside, decisions loomed. We can escape together, I suggested tentatively. Her eyes widened. Hope or fear? The proposal hung, testing our bond. By week's end, Uncle's paranoia peaked. Rumors of feds closing in. Time to move, he announced. Violet pulled me aside. This is our chance. But it means betraying them. The weight crushed. Her family for me? Moral quagmire deepened. Inside, I questioned. Was love worth this divide? As plans whispered in the dark, high stakes pulsed, freedom's price, steep and uncertain. Escape plans solidified in hushed tones, but doubt crept like shadows. If we run, they'll hunt us, Violet warned, her face etched with worry. I nodded, resolve hardening. Stay captive to her secrets, or fight for our truth. The compound stirred with preparations. Vehicles loaded, voices urgent. Inner conflict boiled. Betray her family felt wrong, but so did her deception. You chose this life, I accused softly. She shook her head. No, it chose me. But you, I chose you. Words pierced, stirring reluctant forgiveness. Sophia helped covertly, slipping us a map and keys. For love, she whispered, glancing at Violet with understanding. It struck me. In this macho world, Violet's queerness was a quiet rebellion, much like mine against Midwestern norms. Thank you, Violet murmured, hugging her. As we waited for nightfall, memories assailed. Our first pride parade, hands linked defiantly amid cheers and jeers. Society's gaze, approving or condemning, shaped us. Now, in isolation, those battles felt trivial compared to this. The run was chaotic. Alarms blared as we slipped into the desert night, engine roaring. Gunshots echoed behind, Marco's voice cursing. Violet drove, knuckles white. Hold on, Hazel. Adrenaline surged, fear mingling with exhilaration. Miles blurred, but pursuit loomed in mirrors. Inside, turmoil. Was this liberation, or deeper entanglement? If we make it, no more secrets, I vowed. She glanced over, eyes fierce. Promise. But promises felt fragile now. We ditched the car at dawn, hitchhiking to a motel in Albuquerque. Exhausted, we collapsed, but sleep evaded. What now? I asked, staring at the ceiling. Violet turned to me. Back to New York. Start over. Simple words, heavy implications. My career, tarnished by disappearance. Her activism, compromised? Society wouldn't forget. Headlines screaming, journalists kidnapped by fiancé's clan. Stigma attached to our love already marginalized. Inner voices debated. Persevere together, or apart. Phone calls followed. I contacted my editor, fabricating a mugging story to buy time. Violet reached allies in her network, severing ties. But backlash hit. Anonymous threats via email, her uncle's reach long. They won't stop, she admitted, voice breaking. I held her, anger flaring. Her choices endangered us. Yet empathy whispered. Family bonds, cultural duties, pressures I barely grasped. As queer women, we navigated dual worlds, personal and societal prejudices compounding. We fight, I said. But at what cost? Back in New York weeks later, normalcy mocked us. My apartment felt foreign. Echoes of our happiness tainted. Friends questioned my vacation bruises. Violet's work suffered. Donors pulling out amid rumors. It's my fault, she lamented one night, curled on the couch. I knelt beside her. Hours. We both hid parts. Truth stung. My ambition blinded me to her red flags. Inner reckoning. Own mistakes or blame her. Forgiveness teetered. Family pressures resurfaced. My sister called, voice hesitant. Mom wants to talk. Heard about your trouble. Reconciliation? Or judgment? Tell her I'm fine. I snapped, hanging up. Violet watched, knowing the pain. Her own kin disowned her via message. Traitor. Tears flowed as she read it. Lost everything for us. Sacrifices weight crushed. Was it worth it? Society's mirror reflected. Queer love often demands more, proving validity amid bias. Conflicts escalated at a fundraiser. A colleague cornered me. Heard whispers, your girlfriend's shady. Defensiveness rose. Mind your business. But doubt seeded. Public scrutiny amplified. Violet overheard, storming out. I found her on the street, rain-soaked. Is this what we become? Defending endlessly. Her words echoed my fears. Inner storm, endure judgment or surrender. Therapy sessions followed, unraveling threads. You both carry trauma, the counselor said. Violet nodded. Childhood losses, cultural clashes. I confessed. Parental rejection fueling overwork. Insights dawned. Our love, resilient yet fragile. But mending required choices, hard ones. I can't lose you, Violet whispered post-session. Yet, resentment lingered. Her secrets nearly killed me. Moral dilemma swirled. Right to withhold or duty to share. As months passed, high-wire tension built. A tip from Sophia, uncle plotting revenge. We move, Violet decided. Packing boxes, decisions crystallized. Commit fully, or walk. Inner voices screamed for clarity amid chaos. Love's price, ever rising, demanding sacrifices neither anticipated. The move to Chicago was hasty, new identities, jobs. I freelanced anonymously. Violet taught art therapy. But shadows followed. Suspicious calls, a car tailing us once. It's him, Violet confirmed, fear etching her features. Paranoia gripped. Every stranger a threat. Inside, resentment brewed. Her past invading our future. Why didn't you cut ties sooner? I exploded one night. She recoiled. I tried. You don't understand the pull. Cultural divides yawned. My privilege clashing with her realities. Arguments intensified, raw and unrelenting. Your family nearly destroyed me. I shouted, slamming doors. Violet fired back. And you pushed into that story knowing risks. Truth and barbs. My ambition fueled the fire. Nights ended in silence, backs turned. Inner torment. Love warped into war. Society's echoes amplified. Queer couples scrutinized more harshly. Failures weaponized. We're stronger than this, she pleaded. But doubt poisoned. Were we? A breaking point came at therapy. Secrets breed mistrust, the counselor noted. Violet confessed deeper. She'd funneled activist funds to family once. Ethical lapse. Shock rippled. You what? Betrayal renewed. It was for good, saving lives. Justification rang hollow. Moral quandary. Ends justify means? I stormed out. Wandering streets, questioning everything. Our love, built on sand? Inner voices clashed. Condemn, or contextualize. Reconciliation attempts faltered. Dinner dates turned tense. Remember why we fell? Violet asked, hand on mine. I pulled away. Hard when trust's gone. Pain flashed in her eyes. Friends advised. Cut losses. But memories tugged. Her support during my coming out crisis, defying odds. Sacrifices ledger unbalanced. Hers heavier, yet mine raw. I gave up my world for you, she said softly. Guilt stirred, had I? Confrontation peaked when Sophia arrived unannounced, fleeing family. Uncle's furious, blames you both. Shelter her? Risk exposure? Violet insisted. She's blood. I hesitated. More entanglements? Debate raged. This never ends. She stood firm. Family matters. Cultural clash exploded. My individualism versus her collectivism. Inner struggle. Adapt or abandon. Decision tour. Agree but boundaries set. Sophia's presence unearthed more. Stories of Violet's youth. Rebelling against norms. First love crushed by kin. She fought for you, Sophia told me privately. Empathy bloomed. Violet's burdens hidden to protect me. But resentment lingered. Protection or control? As threats escalated. A break-in notes warning back off. Unity frayed. We can't live like this, I declared. Violet nodded, defeated. What do we do? Crossroads loomed. A pivotal choice. Contact authorities anonymously. It ends them, Violet warned, tears streaming. Betray family for safety? Moral minefield. Justice versus loyalty. For us, I urged. She agonized. They're flawed but mine. Hours debated, hearts bared. Inner reckoning. Love demands compromise, or destruction. She agreed reluctantly, the call made. Relief mixed with grief. Aftermath hit hard. Arrests reported, uncle captured. Violet mourned privately, withdrawing. Lost part of myself. I comforted, but distance grew. Society's judgment amplified via news. Lesbian couple tied to border scandal. Whispers at work, stares in streets. Our love, publicly dissected. Inner voices questioned. Worth the scrutiny? Resilience tested daily. Healing tentative. Walks in parks, rebuilding intimacy through words. I choose you always, Violet vowed. Skepticism remained. Actions over words. As normalcy tiptoed back, reflections deepened. Choices ripples endless. But fractures hinted. Full mend possible? Tension simmered, awaiting eruption. Eruption came unexpectedly. A letter from Violet's mother, pleading reunion. Come home, forgive. Violet stared at it, conflicted. Maybe closure? I opposed. They endangered us. Debate reignited old wounds. Inner turmoil. Support her or protect us? Your choice affects both, I said. She nodded, torn. Family pull versus our bond. Moral tightrope. Reconciliation righteous or reckless? She went alone to Texas, promising return. Days stretched, anxiety gnawing. Calls sparse. Complicated. Doubt seated. Betrayal again? Memories haunted. Her whisper in the compound, unveiling secrets. Trust rebuilt, now tested. Society's lens. Queer relationships fragile, per narratives. Inner voices urged, faith or fear. Return brought storm. They want me back, involved lightly. Shock, no. Argument escalated. It's changed, safer. Justification? Or regression? You'd choose them over us? Hurt laced my words. She denied. For balance. But balance felt like betrayal. Inner storm. Fight for her or let go. Decisions weight crushing. Climaxing confrontation. I can't live half in shadows, I declared. Violet broke. Then what? End us. Tears flowed, hearts exposed. Reflections surged. Our journey, from rally meet to desert hell. Love's trials forging strength, yet scarring deep. Sacrifices tallied. Careers dimmed. Families fractured. Identities questioned. Was it enough? Resolution dawned slowly. Compromise rejected. She chose us fully, cutting ties definitively. You're my family. Relief washed, but scars remained. Life rebuilt in Chicago, therapy ongoing, advocacy joint. Society's prejudices persisted. Job denials, subtle discriminations. But resilience grew. Our story whispered in support groups, inspiring others. Inner peace tentative. Right path? Years later, stability settled. Adopted a child, home filled with laughter. Yet echoes lingered. Occasional nightmares of desert nights. Violet's glances held unspoken regrets. Worth it, she'd ask softly. I'd affirm, but doubt whispered. At what unseen costs? Moral ambiguities unresolved. Choices correct or contested. In quiet moments I pondered. Family's grip, society's chains broken but at price. Our love endured, testament to will. But reflections deepened. Betrayals forgiven or festering. As we navigated parenthood, questions arose. Teach our daughter defiance or caution? Life's drama ongoing. Looking back, the kidnapping shattered illusions, forcing truths. Violet's whisper, chilling yet catalyzing. We paid dearly. Isolation, paranoia, lost innocence. But gained depth. understanding, empathy. Was it redemptive?